It started with the footsteps. Rachel had just moved into her new apartment, Unit 3B, in a quiet, mid-century building nestled in the suburbs of Portland. She was drawn to the place for its charm. Retro checkered tile floors, brass fixtures, and creaky character-filled hardwoods. It was the kind of place that had personality, as the landlord put it. And Rachel? She needed a reset. After a bad breakup and quitting a job she hated, she was ready to start over. The apartment above hers, 4B, had been vacant when she moved in. The landlord, an odd little man with a comb-over and a twitchy smile, told her it had been empty for months. "No one's lived up there in ages," he'd muttered, eyes darting to the staircase. Bit of a weird energy. She thought nothing of it, until the third night. That's when the pacing began. Heavy, deliberate footsteps that started around 2:14 a.m. every night. Back and forth. Back and forth. Right above her bed. At first, Rachel assumed someone had moved in quietly, but she never saw anyone. No furniture deliveries, no lights on in the windows, and every time she asked the landlord, he gave her that same tight smile. "You sure you're not dreaming?" "I'm awake," she'd snap. "Just floors settling, maybe," he'd say, brushing her off. But it wasn't just footsteps. Soon came the whispers, soft, indistinct, like someone speaking just beneath the threshold of hearing. She'd press her ear to the ceiling, trying to catch a word, any word, but it was like trying to listen through water. She recorded them one night, played it back. Nothing but silence, until she slowed the audio down. There, layered faintly beneath the static, was a phrase. "Why did you leave me here?" That's when Rachel started sleeping with the lights on. She grew obsessed with 4B. She'd press her eye to the peephole, stare up the stairwell, waiting for movement. Sometimes she'd hear the faint clink of glass, a drag of furniture across the floor. Then came the smell. It started faint, like sour milk and earth. But it grew stronger each day, seeping through the ceiling vents. It clung to her hair, her sheets, her breath. One sleepless night, Rachel snapped. She grabbed her phone, flashlight, and a screwdriver and crept upstairs. 4B's door was shut, but the doorknob turned freely. It wasn't locked. The apartment was pitch black. Dust coated the floor. Spiderwebs laced the corners like forgotten secrets. And yet, she could still hear the pacing, coming from the bedroom. She stepped in. The bedroom was empty. No bed, no furniture. Just a single, full-length mirror leaned against the far wall. Rachel approached it slowly. Her flashlight flickered, then steadied. And there, in the reflection, was herself, standing not alone, but shoulder to shoulder with a woman. The woman was pallid, waterlogged, eyes black and wide as if frozen mid-scream. Her dress clung to her like seaweed. She stood silently behind Rachel, unmoving. Rachel whipped around. Nothing. She turned back to the mirror. The woman was gone, but now so was her own reflection. Panic surged through her. She backed out of the room, slammed the door, and ran back to her unit. Her breath came in ragged sobs. She didn't sleep that night. The next morning, she marched back to the landlord's office. "What the hell is going on in 4B?" she demanded. He gave her a long look. The twitch in his smile faded. "You went in, didn't you?" "I saw something." "Someone?" "There was a woman in the mirror." He sighed, like someone finally tired of lying. Then he pulled a worn manila folder from a drawer and slid it across the desk. Inside were faded photographs. A woman in a soaked dress, police reports, a newspaper clipping. Tenant found dead after flooding in apartment 4B. She drowned in her bathtub. A leak no one noticed for days. The woman had moved in alone. Quiet, withdrawn. Her name? Rachel Myers. Rachel froze. "That's," she stammered, "that's my name." The landlord just stared at her. "I know," he whispered. "That's what scared me. You showed up looking just like her. Same name, same unit number. It's like the building brought you back." "But I'm not her." He leaned closer. "Aren't you?" That night, Rachel sat on her bed, lights off for the first time in weeks. The footsteps resumed at 2:14 a.m., right on schedule. Only now they weren't coming from above. They were coming from inside her apartment. She turned toward the mirror hanging on her bedroom wall. Her reflection was smiling, but she wasn't. If you ever move into an old building and hear footsteps above an empty room, don't go investigating. Some doors were never meant to be opened. And if this story made the hair on your neck stand up, hit subscribe, click that like button, and don't forget to turn on notifications, because what's coming next? It's even darker. Welcome to the shadows. We've been waiting.